GamerFeed Radio.
What's going on, everybody out there in podcast land? This is GamerFeed Radio. What's up?
Hey.
That's your cue. Oh, yeah. You're the best intro ever. Good thing this is not. We don't do do-overs around here anymore.
No.
This is Nick. I'm Nick Delicave, your host. I'm joined this evening, as always, by a completely random cacophony of complete idiots. Starting with the chief of them all, numero uno dumbhead, Brad Wallace. What's up, buddy?
Hey, how's it going? I do it all right.
Hey.
New Nintendo Direct, so I'm in a good mood.
That's a terrible lie.
New Nintendo Direct.
New.
The new Galaxy, new 3DS, new.
Speaking of almost new, Newman. What's up, buddy?
Newman.
How's it going? I want to ask Brad a quick question. What is the point of the Galaxy 3DS? Is there anything different on the inside of it?
No, but it's
purpley.
good because...
And it has
All right,
stuff
that's
on
all
it.
I needed.
It's good because you can go into GameStop a year from now and say, I would like a new 3DS. Galaxy New Edition.
By the way, no
And then
joke.
there'll be
One
my
with
name,
the sticker on it.
And by the way, no joke, my name is Newman. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, she is. What?
Oh, my God.
What is going
And, and rejoining us from many, many moons ago, the one and only Tony Grissmeyer. What is up, sir?
Throwback.
Not much, yo. What's going on?
Happy to have you back because for those of you who are too lazy to go back into the total annals of GamerFeed Radio archive history, you may recall that one Tony Grissmeyer was a semi-regular contributor way back in the day for all things World of Warcraft, Star Wars, and other such special episodes. And since we just had an amazing new release for WoW Legion, Tony's been playing it wildly for several days, and since this show is all about the save point, we're going to be talking about all the great games we've been playing. But before we get there, just a little bit about house cleaning. You can find us on GamerFeedRadio.com. Of course, we're on Twitter at GamerFeedRadio, on the Facebooks. You can download the podcast on iTunes, on iHeartRadio, your favorite podcasting streaming solution on any device of your choice. Welcome to the 21st century, America, and beyond. And
not the PlayStation Vita. We're not available on the PlayStation Vita.
No, I'm pretty sure that not even the Vita is available on the Vita anymore, is it?
No.
Whatever. So anyway, we're out there in all the things. More commercial interruptions in just a fat second. But before we get there and talk about all the things we've been playing, which we're very excited to talk about, as Newman alluded to, we have a tiny mini noobs feed brought to you by this fantastic intro music. Please hold. This mini noobs feed is brought to you by us and all of the stupidity that comes with it. So, before we break down all the news, for those of you who are completely asleep at the switch, there may or may not have been a bunch of random Nintendo news today, literally this morning, and maybe even the day before, because Reggie thinks that new purpley 3D, new 3DSs are newsworthy. So let's talk a little bit about the Nintendo Direct. Brad, Newman, apparently, we may as well start with the Galaxy Purple 3DS of stupid. Go on.
It's probably the ugliest thing I've ever seen.
It is
not a fan.
Sticker. It is not a sticker I would buy for my 3DS. Like, that's all it is.
It just looks so weird. Maybe in person it's like dazzling and it's like, Titanic.
It's one of those things that's different color when you look at it from a different angle.
Yeah, like
Iridescent.
It's like red.
They really didn't change anything with it at all.
No, it's just purple with like a star sticker on it.
Looks like something that rednecks would have in the 90s.
Oh
that,
my!
like
Like a
Welcome
pog.
to
It looks
GamerFeed
like one
Radio,
of the
where we
pogs.
try to offend everybody.
Yeah, well,
Hey, look, I mean, there's
fan.
nothing new about it.
Yeah, and the fact that they still have, now they're actually releasing the small new 3DS. It's like I want one, but like the only way they sell it is with Mario 3D Land, which I already own on a cartridge. So I'm like, why would I buy this? But like, I'm such a sucker that there's a semi decent chance that I end up getting it. But
Oh my
Wait, so
god.
is this the 3DS like medium, or is it just regular large, or what is this?
yeah.
I feel like you're trying to order something at a restaurant.
Do you want fries with that?
It's the small new 3DS, but there's the old big 3DS, and then there's the new big 3DS. So, and there's the 2DS. Let's not get too crazy here, you know.
Oh my god. There's a bunch
It's
of
like the mega blocks of gaming.
It's kind of dumb. I was really surprised actually with the announcement because who cares? But I think the idea was
did it separately, you know.
yeah,
from
they're
the
just trying to
Direct.
generate hype for the stupid direct. That's all that was.
Yeah.
What is when have they announced when their news conference for the NX was? They said it was going to be this month. They
Yeah.
had their little live stream yesterday or today or whatever.
Yeah, something about September. That's all we know.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, it can't be later than like October because there's no way they would do a news conference in like November or December, and I don't think
Right.
they'd wait until January because they promised 2016 we'd hear about NX, but promises are worth nothing. But
Well, we'll
you
talk.
know, I would expect to hear it in the next 45 days if I had to. You know.
They're going to come out next week. You can buy it now.
Yeah,
Out
no, it's
today.
Sega.
Yeah,
They
no,
do
it's coming out in
the one
March.
console, right?
No, but I mean, it's interesting because there've been a lot. We'll get back to the 3DS in just a minute and the Nintendo Direct, but NX rumors are circling wildly again this week. All the things about like, oh, it's the dimensions leaked today. There was a rumor that got posted by Kotaku and Polygon and a bunch of other sites that were like, oh, it's this, it's and the controllers on the sides detach and you can waggle them around and they've got force feedback. I don't even know what that translates into, but how it works with your system and all that is still out there. But the word on the street is that this rumor, which I guess originated from somebody who has a dev kit, is that it's all cartridge based. Thoughts?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
just
been-
like the 3DSs. I mean, it's going to be an SD card. That's what
Yeah,
they
it's
should have been doing
interesting
for a
because-
while.
Yeah. I guess the prices is now like cheap enough that like if you think of a game like New Super Mario Brothers U on the Wii U, that game was like 4 gigs. Like that's so easy to fit on a cartridge, and it's like this big quote unquote HD game, But yeah, I'm real excited to see what they do with it because as we're about to get into, it seems like they're porting a lot of Wii U games to 3DS, which makes me think a lot of the Wii U games are going to come to NX also, and they're going to be kind of that shared platform Apple style where it's like you buy an app on your iPhone, you get the iPad version and the Mac version like all together. Like, yeah, I'd be very shocked if they don't announce something like a shared platform when they announce the actual system.
Yeah, that would be great. I would love that.
And the fact that they've ported something like Super Mario Maker, which we can already kind of just get into the direct news.
Yeah, direct
But the
news.
fact that Super Mario Maker is
Say
coming out...
say it like a Wada. Say the intro.
I can't. I can't.
You have to do it. Brought directly
What?
to you.
Directly to you. Nintendo 3DS customers. Super Mario Maker. Sorry.
So
I love
yeah.
that, man. R.I.P.
Yes.
Love
So you were saying.
So yeah, the fact that that game's on 3DS, in my head, kind of almost confirms that it's some form of it's going to be on NX. And I bet the NX version is going to have like all the bells and whistles of the Wii U version, unlike the 3DS one. For example, the 3DS one does not have online sharing, which is a big WTF, but whatever.
But hey,
Has
we just have a
logos.
sexy purple one that looks like Barney. You should buy it.
Yeah. Space Barney.
Barney in space.
But yeah, I'm marginally excited. I never played the Wii U one, but if it was like $20, I might jump on it. I don't know. Mario Maker, I don't like games where it's like make your own, but I like the idea of playing other people's levels. But then the fact that you can't download any on the 3DS is very much a head scratcher. So it's going to be a pass for me, I think. But what do you all think?
If you download it at home on your Wii U, can
Yeah,
you
so
put
like
that over to the 3DS?
No, they not even. So like
What?
the only things that can be shared are when you make a level, you can like share it locally to your friends. So like if the two of you are at like, the same spot, you can like send them the level. But you can't upload it online the way you used to, which does not make sense to me, but whatever. Because that was like the whole fun of that game, from what I gathered, was that like you go online and see like the best levels ever, and then you can just download them. But
Yeah.
what are you gonna do?
Well, that the good news is that wasn't the only thing they announced, right? They have a Pikmin
Far
game
from.
that's coming.
That Pikmin game looks so good. Everyone was like crapping on it on the internet, but I think it looks awesome. It's like
I was
2D
never a fan of
running-
Pikmin.
Me
so
either, so I'm kinda
get
like,
out.
I love Pikmin. I love Pikmin.
You would.
Very underrated Nintendo series. Love it. That's literally one of my favorite games on Wii U. Like
It's one of
Pikmin
your
3.
top 10 of the top 100 of the top 6
Hey,
of all time.
It really is.
I mean,
Pikmin 1, people, love it.
oh my god. What's with the smoochy face? I need a new kissy kiss sound effect on the soundboard here. I'm going to have to fix that for next time. Something obnoxious like the that redhead chick from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. And that Lips McGee through the door. Anyway, so Pikmin, that was announced, and then one of the other big things was the 30th anniversary of The Legend of Zelda. So now there is an entire 4 limited edition release Link amiibo that are available, including
I want them so bad.
including 8-bit Link, which is genius. And of course, today, starting like today, you can download on the Wii U Virtual Console the Skyward Sword from the prior generation. For those who are interested, or maybe didn't own it, $20. It's actually not a bad deal for that game.
It's an incredibly good deal. Yeah, that game is awesome. In fact, that's one that we started replaying through recently, and I really like it. It doesn't get enough credit, in my opinion.
That's interesting. I think I have to go back just 3 episodes when you were saying it's the worst Zelda game ever conceived. But
no. Well,
Did you not play Legend of Zelda 2? Adventure of Link on the NES?
No, that's not just a bad Zelda game. That's just a horrible video game.
Oh,
like it's not good.
That was back,
but
but Mario 2 was weird too. So it was like all their major franchises on 2 were like meh.
I heard something the other day about Mario 2 where it was going to be a totally different game, not even Mario.
Correct.
And then they just slapped the logo on it.
Yeah, it was like Doki Doki.
People will buy this.
Yep, almost exactly.
It was like Doki Doki or something like that was the name.
Doki Panic.
Or whatever it was.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Not to be confused with Japanese pop idol metal band Baby Metal and their hit Doki Doki Morning. And do you know Doki Doki means crazy crazy in Japanese? Crazy.
You should probably get that tattooed to either side of your cheeks. That'd be great.
I will
Doki.
say, pretty Doki. No joke. Ocarina Time, Link playing the Ocarina amiibo is like the greatest thing I've ever seen, and I need it in my life. Like, I've never wanted an amiibo so bad.
Well, the good news is, in about 10 minutes from now, on this exact recording, you can text your amiibo dealer and go pick it up at Clifton CVS.
Yes. Well, they actually come out December 2nd, but you bet your bottom dollar I'm going to be standing there in line for that amiibo. Bright and early.
You're an idiot.
Wow.
They also have compatibility in Breath of the Wild. I'll have you know.
Well, I can't wait for you to tell us about how great that isn't. They're like, this $13 DLC I paid for this damn figure doesn't work, man.
But it's a cool looking figure. I like it. I really want it.
You're a confusing person, sir.
I am. I agree.
There was also, interestingly, an announcement. This was in the last week or so since our last Noobs feed on a Metal Gear Solid follow-up game. I forget what the heck it's called. Night Terror or whatever. Yeah, or whatever it is.
Other than Survive.
Please, let's not talk about this.
No, I just feel compelled to bring it up, though, Bradley, because of your fondness for all things Metal Gear.
Oh.
It's the exact same
No.
thing as that Mario thing, where it's just another game. They're slapping Metal Gear on it. Fuck it, you'll buy it.
Please, no, I'm not buying it. Oh, it's like an abomination.
You'll be
It's
like, ooh,
this-
pretty graphics, Snake, bye.
No, literally nothing. I could not be less interested in a game ever. Like
Yeah,
Federation.
I mean, they were always gonna make another Metal Gear game, but why so soon? Why not wait a year and then have this come out? You know?
Well, because they want to
The
steal
fact that-
Kojima's thunder, baby. He's back in the spotlight and they can't stand it.
Oh yeah, because
Oh.
Norman Reedus is too busy holding the baby. Everybody's gonna go and pre-order that game.
That's right.
I will. See, that's the one I'm hyped for. I want to like kill this thing in a fire. This Metal Gear Survive. Let's not bring it up every game.
Well, it's gonna be like a $20 game too. Let's not pretend it's gonna be like a $60 AAA.
But it's not even worth the space in my brain that it takes up by knowing that it exists.
Wow.
It's just depressing.
wow.
If there's not giant robots with nukes, I'm not interested.
Hey, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, something like that. So the last little bit that I will permit, because we could go on for years and do an entire another hour on all the things that are going on in the universe of gaming. But there was one thing you mentioned earlier, Newman, and I think you messaged this to me earlier separately about the DDoS attacks on all things EA. That happened yesterday.
EA and Blizzard.
Yeah. So it's like basically, what? It's still ongoing, not resolved.
I had a problem logging into Overwatch this morning. I haven't had problems the rest of the day.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody's really like claimed responsibility that I've seen, so I don't understand why they're doing this. It's like nobody can have any fun.
Well, I mean, it's interesting
Do you
because
really have fun playing Overwatch?
I do.
oh, you're a liar. You are a sack.
Oh,
Lying
Overwatch is
sack.
so much fun.
No, it's not. But hey, there is a free weekend coming up. The weekend of September 9th, 10th, and 11th, I think, is free Overwatch weekend for those who missed the beta, which was terrible. But you know, hey, there it is. Go try it, and if you like it, join Newman in a chat room or something. No,
Hey,
thanks.
I like Overwatch from what I've seen and played very briefly, but it's one that I really actually want, but I just have to wait till it's cheaper. Like I just can't jump on it.
Well, the PlayStation 4 only has the Origins Edition, which is the $60 version of it.
Exactly.
I got mine for $40, and also apparently they do not support the PlayStation 4 version nearly as well as the PC version.
Yeah, probably. Makes sense.
Well, with
That is all I'll say about Overwatch.
Indeed.
indeed. Well,
Look
with
at
that,
it's a tough crowd.
with that, hey, you know, I mean, you think it's tough now. Wait till we talk about all things coming up right now in the Save Point. So, the Save Point, for those of you who may be new to the show, totally asleep, or, you know, only listen to the first 10 minutes, because that's really when the funny stuff happens. The Save Point is where we talk about all the games we've been playing, so we kind of pause what we're doing, and we give you our impressions on those kind of games. So rather than, like, spend time rating or whatever, you know, who cares about ratings? We'll tell you what we think. You can either agree or disagree, and tell us all about it either way. So, first up on the list is No Man's Sky. Oh, please, who wants to go first?
Sad.
I'll have a quick question for you. Are the planetary physics more or less detailed than Super Mario Sunshine? Or not Sunshine, Galaxy.
My gut says less.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if I'm qualified to answer that from a technical perspective, but it's interesting. Is that a technical term? I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah, totally.
I
So
feel bad for the poor dude that's like getting harassed. People are like sending him death threats. It's like it's a video game. Like,
well, a lot of retailers are getting refunds and stuff on giving refunds because people are so pissed at how the game is nothing. The game is nothing.
I wish I could have gotten a refund for Jurassic World, but like I didn't like. Keep my pants
Superman
open,
64. God.
Right. Yeah, it's just sometimes you just buy into garbage if you're like not that good, and then like I don't. You just gotta like sell it. Like if you just bought it, then there's kind of a expected return system or whatever. That's fine. But like people are developers lied to us, and then now my world's crashing down. It's like
all developers do. It's practically their job.
Yeah. It's I mean, it's I mean,
it's like Brad when we do the Grampy show.
It looks like since peak ownership on Steam for No Man's Sky was 785,000, and it dropped to 700,000 in the past week.
Wow, it's like 90,000 people got rid of it. Is that how I do the math there? Yeah.
90,000 people got refunds on it.
Yeah.
Insane.
Well, I mean, look, so played the game, and the first, I want to say, 2 or 3 hours of it are you're just trying to kind of figure things out, and it's very novel. Like, oh, I'm going to go explore this thing. Oh, wait, what the shit? This little robot flying around is now shooting me all of a sudden. What do I do about it? I have this one gun. Oh, that one gun does like 6 different things. Who knew? Shoot it until it blows up. Try not to die. And by the way, while you're running around, you happen to have spawned in a toxic area that's very cold. So your life support is dropping at an exponential rate, so you better go farm that damn rock over there so you can convert it into life force support crap or whatever it is to heal your damn self every 10 minutes. Or you can get in your ship and slow the pace of your own demise, but you can't use that ship until you go kill more or go steal more crap on the ground to convert it into materials. It's so listless. You just kind of like, it throws you out there and says, well, good luck. That was frustrating. But once you figure it out, and you can actually take off on your little shippy thing, and you can float around for a little bit, it's okay. And then you can get into outer space, and that's okay too. Watch out for those asteroids, damn it, they're everywhere. And then you can do like hyperspace, that's neat, and you go to another world. And then you get there, and you're thinking, oh boy, it's going to be new and different, and it's not. It's listless. There's some rocks. There's a stupid little floaty robot that might attack you if you touch that rock. There's some trees. There's a weird-looking animal that you can't do anything with. It just runs away from you. And you keep walking around, trying not to die. And then you go to the next planet, and are you ready? It's the same damn thing. So the purpose is apparently you have to craft these little Atlas Pass things, then you're supposed to zip to the center of the galaxy and solve the universe. What the hell ever. Who has time for that shit? I mean, it just takes too long, right? I mean, it's pretty. The game is very visually appealing. The atmosphere is pretty cool, especially at night. If you have your headphones on, that's cool. But meh, I'm over it. Like, it wasn't that great. It's not that great. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
There's no matchmaking.
I'll be interested.
You can't play with other people. Like, what's the point? Just fly around and look at dead balls of rock in the space? Really?
You can give something a name for 2 weeks.
Oh, dude, people are so salty about that whole limit.
That is kind of lame.
It's terrible.
Like
that was part of the appeal. Like the one good thing they had.
Right. Yeah.
Well,
I'll be interested to see if they update and add these features that are supposed to be there over the next 6 months or so.
Nobody will be playing it by then.
Oh, the price will come down. I'll play it.
Yeah, I actually weirdly am still interested in the game because it still looks kind of good and fun.
Honestly,
it's not for $60.
I'll let you borrow it.
Maybe. I don't do physical games. I don't believe in them. They tarnish my PS4.
You'll give it back. It's fine.
Seriously, or don't give it back. I mean, I'm not going to be hurt either way.
As a gift, just here you go.
Here you go, Brad. Good luck, Tony.
Luck.
What?
Yeah.
Were you going to say something?
No, I was going to say it was funny because one of the things I thought was going to be cool is you could fly around and this is my planet now. I named it Kitty Ball. Just leave it sit there forever. I didn't realize I put a 2-week limit on it.
Nope, Gandhi. Kitty Ball only exists for apparently 2 weeks until the next a-hole comes and claims it. I claim this in the name of me.
Now it's Doggy Ball.
Now it's Monkey Ball.
No.
Great game.
Monkey Ball.
So, Basically, my verdict on No Man's Sky is, hey, if you have unlimited patience and you're not married or dating anybody and you can get lost for 8 days doing nothing and grow a beard, giddy up.
Get EVE Online instead.
Seriously, like, giddy up, man. Like, whatever. Oh, kind of over that. Anybody have any final thoughts before we jump to the next drama?
Negative.
Sweet.
Nope.
Let's talk about Battlefield 1 beta, currently going on right now. For those of you like me and Newman, who apparently were super lucky to get the August 30th beta code, sweet! Got to jump in before all them attacks, shut down those servers over there, and played it for several hours. Newman, I'll let you go first, buddy. Your impressions, thoughts, or jokes, all are appreciated.
Well, I don't understand why I'm fighting for the Ottoman Empire trying to get the Medal of Charlemagne. I mean, that's a French thing, so that doesn't make any sense to me.
Oh, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, if you play 5 matches, I did not earn it.
Oh.
And then there's the sniper rifle that you get as a scout. Doesn't fire more than probably 100 feet, if that. Like,
but somehow the guy on the other team can take you out from across the map in the wind.
Oh, he's got a tank.
Oh, whatever it is.
Because they had so many in World War One.
Oh my! Go on.
That takes me back to the days of Age of Empires, where like you'd forget to increase your tech, and all of a sudden somebody's rolling up on you on tanks.
Yep.
Yeah.
You have friggin' horses.
The game did run very well, so that's a plus for them. They've already got the DirectX 12 support that nobody cares about because you're all on console.
That's right.
But I did fall into a mountain.
Hey, don't assume we're all on console here.
This is true. It's true.
Tony is another PC person, but we won't hold that against him yet.
Master race.
Fools. Both of you are fools. I don't know, Brad. Maybe this is a terrible idea. I don't like 50-50. I like it where there's at least one guy who can be crushed definitively. So this is disappointing. Well, look, I played it on PS4, and the game is beautiful. The environmental graphics are outstanding, as I have come to expect from the latest rounds of EA games have been quite good. I think the character animations some of them are kind of crappy. Like, you know, the guy if you're like the guy with the assault rifle and you're walking around and his hands come up and they look like those. I don't know. They just look like crap. But you know, you're running around. You're like, oh, there's a man's over there. I'm gonna go shoot the man's. And you run over to go shoot the guy, and you're like, what? Shooting the crap out of him, and he's like, ting, 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 and he just one shot.
Then he beats you to death with a club.
Yeah, just one shot, you're dead. Or they spawn you in an area, and you have to book it across the North 40. I mean, 17 miles in video game miles, which is forever. And on your way there, planes are dropping shit on you, tanks are firing at you, some dude with a sniper's picking you off on your way over. It's like it's kind of like they took all the different modes from Star Wars Battlefront and crammed them into one mode and said, here's a bunch of shit. Good luck. I did not care for it. Did not care for it.
On the animation, some of them were just plain missing. Like, I saw another guy get onto a horse, and he just, like, disappears for a second, and then appears on the horse. Like, oh, that's cool. I want to ride a horse. I get on the horse, like, I can see the animation, and then I've got a totally different gun out. Like, all right, whatever, run across the desert.
Yeah.
Then get hit by a guy with a sword. And I'm like, where the hell do you get the sword? What is this?
I don't even know where that comes from. Or there's that bar at the bottom of the screen, right, where you can, like, when you pick your character class, I guess that's what it's called, and then you can choose your weapons. Like, there's, like, a crowbar. So, like, one of the times I'm running around with this janky crowbar, I'm like, I'm gonna get you. What? Like, terrible. You know, it's a beta. I'm trying not to judge it too much, but in the great words of the now infamous, I'm pretty sure this is in a museum in the Smithsonian somewhere, of one Brad Wallace Esquire, the game is garbage. Total garbage.
Yeah. One final thing I want to say is there's this one vehicle where you drive it, there's a gun on the back, there's 2 guns on each side. If you're not driving, you can't pick which gun you've got. You have to use the one in the back, and then the one on the left, and then the one on the right.
Yeah.
And unless you got your whole team in it, which is equally dumb, It's just completely pointless.
Well,
to have a second person in it.
I kind of feel like I'm spoiled on all of these recent games like Destiny, Call of Duty, Halo, where it's futuristic and so it's very smooth and it feels refined and the guns are kind of edgy and they have good accuracy and different perks and stuff like that. And this is like, maybe this is the design idea they took into consideration. Like, we're going back to World War I, where you have to put the musket powder in the top of the gun, don't you know? And patooey, and it goes and shoots stuff. That's what I feel like. The game is...
I would have liked that better, but they still give you the automatic assault rifle.
Yeah, it just feels janky.
If you get one shot and then you have to do a 5-second reload, that's fun because then you got to really think about that one shot. But you've got this assault rifle and then you have the pistol that's completely useless.
Yeah, I got killed by that a lot. Actually, I got killed by that a lot. I don't know. Maybe it's just the beta and I'm being far too harsh. But after one play session, I was like, okay, I have not obviously been able to get back in because of all the server outages, but I don't think I'm going to go back. I think I'm going to delete it and move on with my existence. Pretty sure.
That is what I'm going to do. I was never going to buy this game unless I had friends who play it, but I don't, so
yeah,
I don't even know why I got the beta.
Yeah, it's the thing I like about betas generally is that it lets you get a feel for what they're thinking about trying to do, and like I said, the graphics for the environment were amazing, really quite good. Some of the best I've seen. I compare it to Star Wars, also done by EA.
It's actually the same graphics engine.
Yeah, well, perfect.
They're both DICE.
Yeah, DICE. Yeah, it's great. The artwork is phenomenal. The best in gaming, in my opinion, and that's saying a lot. But just photorealistically speaking, but it's too. It just feels old school. Like the mechanics are, it's just quirky.
But not in a good way.
Yeah, like you feel like you're running around like a beast, 350-pound man, and then you have to try to, aim the gun. It's like, and the shit's always veering off to one side or the other. Maybe that's the design, but I don't care for it. I'm spoiled by all my futuristic techie games.
The bayonet charge is a bit of a novelty, but completely useless.
Precisely. Speaking of futuristic games, Titanfall 2 had the beta a couple weekends. Last weekend I had the distinct pleasure of playing that, and a completely different experience. I think, Newman, you played it as well?
I did not. This flew completely under my radar. I'd never heard of Titanfall 1 before Titanfall 2 beta.
Yeah, that's really funny because my brother actually said the same thing. So I got into the beta. I played for several days, and it's what I'm used to. It has a very Call of Duty feel, but the time to kill actually takes some effort. So in that way, it's more like Destiny, where you have to actually hurt the person a little bit, unless you shotgun or snipe across the map. So that mechanic was very familiar to me, and I really enjoyed it. But you've got that it's that velvety smooth. You can run on the walls and slide down the hills, and you have this little grappling hook that you can shoot out of your hand and fly up on buildings and shit real quick. It's fast paced, but it's strategic. The maps are really big, and you have to hide in little corner. There's tunnels and caves, and people are hiding all over the damn place. And then there's mechs, actual giant. That's tight. They're called Titans, and you can jump in your mech and go beat the shit out of somebody else's mech, which is awesome, with giant laser beams coming out of your chest, like the Guyver, for those of you who are in anime. And other really cool special effects like that. They're just really cool. So very enjoyable. So much so that it's actually made its way up to my short list for when it comes out, because I really, 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 really liked it. So it's a shame that you missed it, because it was quite good. Anybody have any thoughts? Anybody aware of Titanfall 1 or heard anything in the news or have any impressions?
I liked the first one, the little bit I played, but I heard the second one was not that great. One of the things was that they take out the little bots, or the whatever you call them. They're like little minions. No.
Those might be back for the full version.
Oh, I hope so. That was the coolest part about the first one. My buddy got an Xbox One, and I went over to play that game specifically, and I thought it was awesome, and I was actually kind of jealous that it wasn't on PlayStation. So then naturally I was all excited about the sequel being on PlayStation, but then everyone had like this mixed buzz about it. So good thing about these tests are that they are just little beta tests, and hopefully there's enough time to kind of fix things based on what people were saying, rather than this is the full game and it's just a glorified demo. So I'm going to be optimistic. This one that's on my radar still for the end of the year, but ever since people's reactions to it, it's been a little bit tempered or tamper. I don't know, whatever. But yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I enjoyed it. I was really pleasantly surprised. So, giddy up, Titanfall 2. Please be good. Don't suck, buddy. Don't suck, bro. All right, so we'll pause here and on the fly rearrange the rundown. Brad, any fun games that you've been playing recently that you'd like?
I did. I played through a little game. It's been out on the Xbox for a couple months, but it's called Inside.
Oh, yes, giddy up, baby.
Guess what? Oh, this game is fantastic. It's like the weirdest freaking game I've ever played, and I ended up like completely loving it. It's the same people that made Limbo, which I never played, but a lot of people really like that. So if you played that game, I'm sure you would like this one. But as someone that didn't play Limbo, I was like super, super into this game still. Like, it's really creepy. The best way I've heard it described is that it's like, a playable episode of The Twilight Zone. Like, it's just the whole thing is really just surreal. There's like this sci-fi apocalyptic thing going on, but like you don't really know what's happening, and you never. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's like, it's just so weird. And there's a point in the game where literally I'm just like saying to myself out loud, like, what the F? Like, what am I looking at? It's just completely insane. But it's like a good little game, and I like short games anymore. Like, I don't necessarily want every game to be Phantom Pain, 55 hours long, like, headache inducing.
Well, in your old age, you can only handle one marathon session a year, so.
Exactly. So this is a game that I beat over the course of like a couple nights, and it was like amazing. It was like a perfect pace. The puzzles in it are like top notch. They're just difficult enough to make you feel smart. Like, and I never really had to look up a guide.
Well,
or something
for you saying, coming from you, that's saying a lot.
Exactly, yeah. They made me feel good. I did do good.
I did good.
But it can go. But it's really, if it's on PC, I think also, I highly recommend it. It'll be on a Steam sale sooner or later. But
gotta watch out for the Steam sales.
So good, it's so good. Loved it.
They hurt my wallet.
Yeah, it
reminds me. I need to get I need to open up a Word document and get a list started here.
Oh my god! Yep. So what? How much was it on the PlayStation Store?
$20.
Oh, that ain't bad.
It's like it's like the price of 2 movie tickets anymore. So I was okay with it. But highly recommended. It's one of the more unique games I think I've ever played in my life. It's way, way, way out there in bizarro world, but so worth it.
Excellent. Any other fun things you've been chomping at the bit on?
I briefly mentioned, I've been replaying what's it called? Skyward Sword, which we are like me and the old significant other there. And we are stuck at like the desert part, which is like the lamest part of the game. So we kind of just like gave up for a couple weeks. But I think we're gonna start playing through it again here in a little bit, but yeah. I love that game. Like, I seriously love that game. It's just this one part gets, like, so annoying. And people that have played it know what I'm talking about. But it's like you're just running around the desert, and you have, like, this very loose, like, rough guide of a map of where to go. It's just kind of like, ugh.
Well, isn't that the part where there's, like, the technology robot guys, and you have to carry the thing?
Yeah, it's like time travel and stuff. It's weird. I mean, it's cool, but it's just, like, a little bizarre.
Well, I would have thought that would fit right up your alley because, God knows you're crazy weird, so...
Well, once I get to the dungeon, I'll be good, because the dungeon is really cool in that part. It's like the pre-dungeon part that's, like, annoying.
Yeah, the above ground and all the railroad
carts exactly. And stuff. That's exactly where we're at, is those stupid mine carts. Yeah.
Yep. You have it's tricky, because I think you have to, like, that's the part where you have to like find the other little robots, and then you bring the ball or the orb, and then they come back to life and they're like,
Yeah,
I'll help
time
you or
orb.
whatever, and then they walk off.
Yeah, but the dungeons overall in that game are like so insanely good that they make going through the less cool stuff worth it because the payoff is always great. But yeah,
Indeed.
word.
Newman, other than Battlefield 1, anything else going on for you, brother?
Well, Saturday night, I drunkenly texted Kyle asking him for a recommendation for Final Fantasy.
Oh, God.
Went ahead and got Final Fantasy VI on Steam. It was terrible.
So, six.
It was a port of the iPhone version. Is why it was terrible.
No, I'm sorry.
You couldn't use your mouse to click through the menus. You couldn't make it full screen. Like I don't go into the whole like, oh, it's locked at 30 frames per second. I can't change the resolution. No, like the most basic features of any game. Solitaire has better like graphic settings than this.
Yeah, because at least you can put your own photos on the cards, right?
Oh, I mean, at least I can make it take up the whole screen and not be staring at this little like 8-inch square.
True.
And then
that'll teach you to ever drunken text Kyle ever again.
But I also found my Game Boy Advance with Final Fantasy Tactics Advance in it.
Yeah.
Tried to start a new game because I loved that game growing up, right? So I wanted to play through it again. Gets 46 minutes in before you get a first chance to save.
Yeah, back when games were hard.
Well, it wasn't even hard. It was just clicking through it saying, oh, yeah, this person says this to you. This person says that. And going through the story. And it's like, okay, this is really not that complicated. I fall into a magic book. I get it.
So if you're looking for a good entry into Final Fantasy, yes, 6 is good, not the mobile port.
Probably.
Fail.
I returned it after like 10 minutes.
Perfect choice. Final Fantasy VII is excellent. There is a PC version that was just recently re-released, if my memory serves me correctly. It was actually one of the few Final Fantasy games that at the time of release on the original PlayStation was also available on PC. So perhaps you should check that out, because if you're looking for a really epic game, that is one of the good ones.
Indeed.
That'll be a Steam sale game, but I just put it on my list here.
Yes.
We'll continue to grow it
as
over
you should.
the next couple months.
Mm-hmm. Final Fantasy IX is excellent. Final Fantasy X is excellent, and then you should skip all of the rest of them unless you like 12 or 14, which is MMO, or wait till Final Fantasy 15, which I have already on pre-order, coming out this November. Damn you, Square, and your delays.
That is what I want to get excited for, but Tactics Advance is the only one I've ever actually played through.
Okay, that is very not good. So I have the Episode Disque demo for Final Fantasy 15. So anytime you want to play, you should come over and play it. It takes about 3 or 4 hours to do the full, and that's if you actually like focus on trying to beat it. You could roam around in it for hours and hours and hours if you wanted. It's excellent. So that's what got me sold, was the demo was excellent. And they actually updated the demo, like they patched it and like gave it more stuff after they released it. Just to get people to keep playing it. It's very good. So, anybody...
Maybe they should spend less time patching the demo and more time finishing the game.
What a great suggestion. But hey, November will be here soon, and hopefully they don't push it again, because I'll cry. Out loud. I'll cry out loud. Yeah, I'll cry out loud. Anything else?
No.
Well,
I believe we've got...
We've got just a few remaining. So this is now the Tony section. I wish I had some music.
Yeah.
Tony, tell us what you've been playing the last 48 hours with no sleep. How's that coffee?
I wish it's been a total 48 hours without sleeping, but I've been playing World of Warcraft Legion.
Go on.
Well, a couple things. Obviously, they introduced the Broken Isles, which is where the Tomb of Sargeras is. So that's been kind of fun. Obviously, they bumped up the level cap again.
What is it now? 1 million?
110. Yeah, no, close though. It's 110.
It's only 110.
Yep. So they have been changing how they've been scaling not the ranks, the way you level. So the mechanics of it are slightly different. You don't just have like a bajillion health like you did about 2 expansions ago. But no, it's actually been pretty cool so far. They also introduced Demon Hunters, for those of you who remember the Burning Crusade, or even went through Black Temple and killed Illidan. Basically, you get to play as I don't want to say deputy of Illidan, but basically you're trying to bring to light, without giving away too much of the story, what actually happened to your master. I also like how they had set up leveling throughout the different zones, because before in the previous expansions you'd have to get through a zone, go to a next zone, get through another zone, go to a next zone, and they would increase in level. For Legion, all the zones you can go to either one to start, and then after that you go to whichever one you feel like going to. So you're not locked into a specific progression per se.
Yeah, I was going to say that one of the compliments that a lot of the reviews that I read about it was the difference between the past being very linear in terms of progression and this being, here's this giant island thing, and you can go to any one of the little points on the maps that you want to, which is sort of Zelda 1 and soon-to-be Breath of the Wild-esque, which is terrific. So, I mean, how is that in terms of familiarity for you, right? Because I imagine if you've been used to doing one thing forever, and now all of a sudden you're given sort of this arena, move around however you want approach, I mean, does that like affect how you play the game, or you just go for it?
Not really. I mean, I was actually in part of the Legion beta, so I got to go through all the zones already. Because they would, in the beta, you can start with level 100 character, and then you can just go through each zone, which is what I ended up doing. So I went through with my Demon Hunter, and then I went through with my my Warlock, which is my main account. And I just went through all the different zones just to get all the. They didn't have everything finished for all the zones, so I'm still seeing some things that I didn't see before. They do have really cool cutscenes. The way that they get you through your storyline about how, like me as a Warlock, I eventually become the leader of the Warlocks per se. And like I have my own little, sort of like a garrison, but it's not really a garrison. Like other Warlocks can actually go into it and things like that. But it's actually been pretty good as far as that. It's most of that storyline's probably better for like the classes that love being leaders and doing things great for their classes, like paladins or warriors. But it's still fun.
Excellent. So, anything else mechanically that's changed, or any other new modes or anything like that, or like a raid or anything that you've had a chance to dip into yet?
Mechanically, you can actually, and they used to have dual specking, and you can pay $100 and get a secondary spec. They actually changed it so you can switch between all 3 of your specs as long as you're in a rested zone. So, like, say, I'm a healer on my priest, but I need to switch to discipline, so I can do this one fight more easily, or have the abilities to do that, or say I'm in a looking for raid group, and I'm on my priest again because that's easy to switch between DPS and healing. So I would just zone out to Dalaran or whatever, and then switch my spec and then zone back in. So that's actually a big difference from what they've had before in the past. You also get an artifact for your main weapon. So now the hunt for the best weapon is no longer a thing. So you do go through your various quest lines, and you start out with getting your artifact item for your main spec. So like right now, I currently have the Scepter of Sargis on my Warlock, because I'm a Destruction Warlock.
But of course, Trogdor.
Yep, burning in the countryside.
It's like a throwback. I like it.
Yeah. But then you can also alter the spec of your weapon, so you can make it have different abilities and things like that by earning artifact points. And that way you can change the style of how you play and things like that. More vanilla WoW-esque kind of days where you can say, I want to have this kind of talent, for my weapon, or this kind of talent for my weapon. Although if you switch specs, you eventually do get to have the ones for your other specs as well. So that you're not locked into all of your talents for one weapon.
Which is interesting because in the upcoming Destiny expansion in just mere weeks, I can't even tell you how excited I am, they have a similar artifact thing, and I just think it's funny that there's that similarity considering Activision runs both universes there, but it's similar where the artifact, has a actual purpose and it does stuff, and so that's good. Interesting parallel there, I think. But so anything else? Like, do you do anything with the PvP stuff, or are you all just PvE and ride your little mount and giddy up?
I'm mainly PvE, but they did actually put in honor talents. I'm not exactly sure how they work, but you do have to. You level up your PvP skill, and then you can unlock those talents. Again, it's not really an aspect of the game that I play much, but I have a couple friends that PvP in my guild, and they've been raving about it.
So you're going to get sucked in, is what you're telling me.
We'll see. We'll see. I may PvP more than I have in the past, so. Yes,
it's only a matter of time. Only a matter of time. So, overall impressions of the expansion, or whatever they're calling it. Is it what you expected? Is it not going to last long enough? Are you disappointed in the amount of content that was provided?
Like most expansions and most things that come out with WoW, they're obviously they got a bunch of players come back. But, I'll continue playing it because I think it's fun and I enjoy being with my guildmates. As far as content and storyline, I think so far, what I've seen, they've been doing a great job with the storyline. I haven't gotten into the raids or anything like that, or as far as that storyline continues. But so far, the build-up to where I currently am, they've actually done a pretty good job as far as creating the story and making you feel like you're a part of it. Or that you're making a difference in what you're doing.
Excellent. So, for those of you former WoW players out there, and even new people, I read an interesting article, I think it was on IGN, and they were like, if you're new, now is the time to play WoW for the first time. I find it terribly hard to believe that anybody who has played video games for the last decade has not even tried WoW. I would be shocked. But definitely... check it out. We'll be curious. We'll have to have a recap after you've had an opportunity to complete all the things, Tony. I'll be very curious to get your final impressions of the game. Perhaps a review even, after you've sunk your teeth into it a bit.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Excellent.
Word.
You're an idiot. Okay, so...
I'm sorry. I zoned out there for a second.
That's because you're
toned out
idiot.
That's it. Out. I haven't played WoW since one time Newman tried to get me to play. Literally, I think it was 7 years ago.
Yeah, probably. It was before Cataclysm came out, because Cataclysm is what made me quit.
Yeah, I remember you and Billy played.
Well, it just changed the world when I was getting to level, 30, right? Around the time you start feeling like you know what you're doing, And then just everything's completely different when you log in one day. You're like, what the fuck happened?
Exactly.
It's all about what you're used to.
MMOs are just too much for me. My stupid little brain can't handle it.
Clearly.
Exactly.
Yeah, Brad has commitment problems. I'll make sure I tweet that to his GF. Anyway, so I'm here for you and your well-being long-term. Tony will tell you. So one of the other games I had the pleasure of playing through was Abzu, which is an indie game made by Giant Squid and film score composed by Austin Wintory of Journey fame. So think of Journey, for those of you, by the way, it's free for PlayStation Plus this month. If you have never played it, you should download it, and if you had it on PS3 and haven't re-downloaded it on PS4, you should download it again, because it's a great game. But so Journey is the sand, lots of burning sand, and mountains and stuffs, and the goal is to get to the tippy top of the mountain, and that's what you do. Abzu is a similar themed game, only it takes place exclusively underwater. And you're going deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into the water, and all kinds of things happen. I will not spoil the story for those who have not had an opportunity to play it, but it plays very much the same as Journey. You're just a little dude who can go underwater, and you go find these little things, and they can help you scan stuff, and you can meditate and see all the different fish, and you're chasing after this shark for a little while, and things get cray. That's all I'm going to say about it. They get completely crazy. But the graphics are really, artistic. I mean, they're specific, kind of like in the Journey feel, very, not realistic, which is good. So in that way, it's very colorful, at least at first, and it plays kind of like a cartoon, really, in a sense. But there's really cool things. So in Journey, you may recall there was the road of trials where you're going down like that sand through the arches, and then you're in that tunnel and you see the outside. The music's beautiful and amazing. Abzu has a lot of those kind of flowy parts where you're very quickly going through, and you try to get these little schools of fish to come with you, and they speed you up and stuff. But it's really neat. And you can take pictures and do some other little things. There's a lot of hidden trophies in that game. A lot. So many I'm not even interested in trying to get them all. But I think the game's only $20. I think it's $20. So it's pretty affordable. You can buy the soundtrack separately if you're a music lover like I am. Austin Wintory is a brilliant composer, and his music's spectacular for games. So feel free to, I'm plugging him on his behalf. Feel free to buy his stuff because he's really, really good. Soundtrack's out there. He's even got some free tracks I think you can download on iTunes if you really want. Support the starving musicians. But it's really a terrific game. It's short. It's like Brad, like Inside, in that it only takes a couple hours to really beat if you're not trying very hard. So you can kind of do it in one sitting, and it's interesting, and you get really drawn into the atmosphere just with the music and the progression and getting deeper into the abyss or whatever. Before things get a little crazy. But it's very interesting. It's a lot of fun. There's minor, not terribly difficult puzzle solving. It's more about navigating through the story, very much like Journey was. So if you liked Journey and you were a big fan, Abzu is an almost like-for-like experience in terms of gameplay. The controls are a little weird, just because it's you're in water, and I think the idea is to have the floating thing from Journey, but it's not quite like that. But anyway, it's really, if you like that game, I think you'll like this game as well, and it feels very much the same. So if you're looking for a Journey 2, dare I say that out loud, it's pretty good. It's really pretty good. It's something you can do in a sitting, and it's entertaining. So recommended. And for $20, it's not too bad. Support indie developers.
It's like Journey, but if you're Anakin Skywalker and you don't like sand because it's coarse and rough and irritating and gets everywhere, instead you can play this game. Right?
Sounds like you, Brad. Coarse, irritating, and it gets everywhere. That's you. Wow. Wow.
That line is the only good part of episode 2. Word.
So, in the spirit of keeping it real, does anybody have any other games they've been playing that we neglected to mention? Wow, was that a yes, a no, or a shut up? I don't know.
I was yawning. I'm sorry. What else has everyone else been playing?
Have you guys ever played Stellaris?
No.
If anybody would, it would be Newman. So talk to him. He's writing games down.
No.
Essentially, it's Risk, but in outer space. So you get to pick your race. You could be human, which is apparently very difficult to do because everybody hates humans. Which is funny because it's just, I don't know. I find it amusing. I keep trying to beat the game as a human, and I just can't do it. I don't know why.
That should say
Everybody
a lot
hates
about
me.
humanity in its current state. But anyway.
But you can make alliances with other races and things like that, and essentially you're trying to control the majority of the universe and things like that. So, but you get to have epic space battles and
Epic.
colonize planets and things like that. I don't know. It's a good way to kill time. And if you want to say, hey, I want the human race to actually control the universe, and then it just never happens.
So do they have riddle me this, do they have like a board game like Risk does or Catan or any of that?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Well, you should look that up on Amazon right now.
Yeah. But you can get it through Steam.
It's 20% off right now.
Oh my
there you
God, Newman.
I had actually got it about 4 months ago. A buddy at my work started playing it. He's like, "You should try out this game." I said, "Okay, sure." I started playing it, and it was kind of fun. But I mean, WoW's kind of taken back over my gaming life. So
what you're saying is, it's a great game if you're in the doldrums and there's no new content, and you desperately need something that is apparently rather inexpensive on Steam.
It's very true. I would agree with that statement.
Until something better comes along, peace out.
Yep.
Very good. Anything else? Any other random... Brad, I'm really shocked because I'm pretty sure this is the first episode in... I can't count that far back, where we haven't had any of your tidbits.
Yeah, no tidbits.
What?
Well, it's part of it was we had one last week, so like that swept up a lot of the little loose crumbs there, if you will. But
when has that ever stopped you before?
There's
I got
one of Brad's. Facebook is going to try to do their own like Steam style store.
What?
Please God, no.
Well, they bought Oculus, so it kind of makes sense.
Maybe.
Well,
I don't think anyone's going to use it because you've already got the Windows Store on your computer, and if they're going to do anything with that, it's there. If not, everybody in the world has Steam, so
we'll call these little pieces of information GamerFeed Radio After Hours. But it's interesting that you say that, because I don't know if we said this last week or maybe we did, but there was a thing about, is it Blizzard is doing a Facebook streaming capability like a Twitch or YouTube gaming competitor?
Yep.
I don't know.
Have they put that on? Is that what this patch happening right now is, maybe?
Yep. There's what was it? Tuesday. They started that live. So now you can, there's a little video looking icon that you get on your BattleNet, and you just click that and you sign into your Facebook or whatever, and it'll start streaming.
Live to your Facebook, which is actually handy. It's very interesting, and not to be outdone, because Twitch is is the leader in streaming. In case anybody forgot, XSplit.
At least until Facebook plays Pokemon.
Something. Yeah, right. But XSplit, which is one of the broadcast streaming software options that you can select to stream to Twitch, now in their newest version, just released for PC only at this time, allows you to stream your games directly through Facebook Live as well. So I think that's going to become an emerging trend where you're going to see more and more software, broadcasting software, out there for streamers who's going to make Facebook Live available. And it'll be interesting to see how that plays out, because, Twitch is kind of always isolated. It's got its competitive scene, League of Legends, Dota, and that stuff. Whether or not other games might find a better home on Facebook, like on my Facebook page. Come to my Facebook page and watch my live event, and you can subscribe to the stream anytime it goes live. You'll get your little Facebook notification that, Newman is now playing something inappropriate, and you can watch it. Who knows? So it's very interesting. That's a trend that's been happening the last couple months. There's my tidbits. I took it from you, Brad. I'm sorry.
I like it.
Lo siento. Excellent. Does anybody have any other things? Things of any kind? Anybody have things?
No.
I have lots of things.
Stop.
May not be appropriate for this show, though.
I don't think I want to know. And so with that will conclude this summer save point, and our little mini noobs feed with lack of Brad's tidbits. Perhaps that's a extra good thing. We've got all kinds of crazy stuff coming up next week, everybody, so definitely stay tuned. We'll be teasing it all week on Twitter and Facebook with all the stuffs. Speaking of which, you can check us out at GamerFeed Radio, where all the podcast episodes and sometimes extra stuff is on GamerFeedRadio.com. And you can check us out on iTunes, iHeartRadio, your favorite podcast streaming option, and all the stuff. If you have any feedback for us in the show, you can email us, gamerfeedradio@gmail.com. And I would be remiss if I neglected to mention that you should absolutely, like right now, ready? Go on YouTube and subscribe. Because all of our podcasts are on YouTube. And so you'll actually get, if your app doesn't notify you, which sometimes it doesn't, or you're not married to your Apple device, Android people, it's a great option. So you should do it. Subscribe on YouTube. And that's all we have for tonight, gamers. So, with some exciting secret news coming soon this week, keep your eyes posted on all the things going on Facebook. Until next time, gamers, peace.
Howdy 5,000.